Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us here at Harlem C. Hunter Stadium for an absolute ripper of a match. Lindenwood University versus Life University Running Eagles. Just as we start today, we are going to take a short moment of silence. Today's match is being played in remembrance of Glenn Markway, a former Lindenwood Rugby player. And we're going to take a short moment of silence and we will resume straight after.
Please stay standing for the national anthem. And now we are
back in action here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Harlem C. Hunter Stadium is the venue. St. Charles University against the Life Running Eagles. My name is Ashley Harrop, joined as per usual in the studio by none other than Mr. Christopher Schumann. Chris, good evening.
Good evening, Ashley. Beautiful tribute there to the late Glenn Markway. During his time as a Lindenwood Lion, he really was the heart and soul of the team. He himself had a heart of gold. He fought bravely against cancer, and the tribute is just a beautiful tribute to Glenn. And every year our home match against the Life Running Eagles, we pay a moment of silence to Glenn Markway. It's the least we could do. He was a very, very loved member of the Lindenwood Lions, and tonight's game is in memory of him. So hopefully we see some very exciting rugby this evening. Blockbuster clash here this evening between the Lindenwood Lions and the Running Eagles. Last time these two sides met in their massive clash, the Lindenwood Lions were able to get their first ever win over the Running Eagles, and they'll be looking to do the same here this evening. Evan Williams with ball in hand puts the kick deep, and we're underway, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's a good kick from Evan Williams, almost finding the touchline wide there. Life University number 14, Donovan Law, taking the ball into contact. Nice defensive work there by Caleb. The referee just talking to his scrum half there, just letting him know that the ball was out, ready to use. Doesn't look like anybody's acting on that, but the kick comes over the top from the scrum half. Ishmael.
Gathered
Nice.
well at the back by Connor Burns. Connor Burns finds Evan, who cuts back off his strong foot. Eventually brought down. Lindenwood Lions are there to clean over. And unfortunately, a side entry at the ruck time from the Running Eagles gives the Lindenwood Lions a easy let-off here early in the first half. Evan Williams with ball in hand. We'll be seeing a lot of that this evening as he puts boot to ball in an attempt to find touch here.
Yeah, it was the fly half Bradley Crane from Leicester, England, who came over the top of that one, trying to shut down the play as quickly as possible, but unfortunately didn't quite come in the right position, and he's really given away, ball straight to the guy, Evan Williams, who can do so much with ball in hand, Chris.
Yeah, he definitely can. And after the past couple performances we've seen this season, we've seen the Lions are really dominant at set piece. Their line-out's a strength of theirs, so no surprise that they've kicked for the corner here to set up the first line-out of the game. Caleb O'Donoghue with ball in hand. Ball goes to the middle. Overthrown MJ Spannenberg. An uncharacteristic error by him. Life Running Eagles brought down well by Cale Hodgins. Ball's available for Ishmael. Ishmael finds his fly half. They're using their hands here. Cut-out ball. They find number 11, Hoffman Koch out on the wing. Eventually brought down to ground by Colson Warner, who attempts to counteract. Big pressure. Ishmael Sofadine puts boot to ball from outside his 22, and he's found touch. And that line-out's going to come back all the way to where he kicked it from. I guess not. Change of mind there by the touch judge. His decision is the final decision. So just changes his mind, brings it upfield. Nonetheless, line out to the Lions here, just inside their own half. And Caleb O'Donoghue is going to look to fix his mistake of that first line out.
Yeah, Caleb O'Donoghue welcome back into the Lindenwood squad, Chris. We saw him just have a slight shoulder injury a couple of weeks ago here at Hunter Stadium, but he's recovered well from that and he's back on the field. Good to see him back and running around. A much better line out that second time through for him.
Still a bit scrappy, but nonetheless brought down by the Lindenwood Lions. Evan Williams opts for the backdoor ball to Colson Warner, who's eventually grabbed by the ankles and brought to ground. Ball's available for Felton. Felton puts a grubber through, and he's going to be awarded a penalty for offsides at the breakdown by the Running Eagles. Some early penalty infringements here by the Running Eagles, allowing the Lindenwood Lions easy outs from their own half.
Yeah, Chris, two just in a matter of a couple of minutes here. And, you know, this is the kind of thing that it's still very early doors and we can't talk on it too much. But, you know, these penalties are going to start to tot up. And, you know, with a couple of infringements early in the game, it's going to be forefront of the referee's mind as we start to develop into the latter stages of this first half.
Yeah, for sure. You always want to watch your discipline, especially early on in the game. You don't want to set a precedent in the ref's mind. But Evan Williams able to find touch again. Another great touch finder by Evan. Lindenwood Lions still looking for clean line-out ball. Able to secure the last one, but scrappy nonetheless. Caleb O'Donoghue with ball in hand. Line-out getting set. It looks as though the Lindenwood Lions are opting for a full line-out here. All 7 of the forwards in the line. Plenty of line-out options here for the Lindenwood Lions. And they've opted to go to the middle to Kian Darling, who gathers it. Unfortunately, a skewed throw there. Again, very uncharacteristic by Caleb O'Donoghue. But the Running Eagles have won themselves a scrum just outside their own 22.
Yeah, Caleb slightly kicking himself there for the mistake at line-out time in such a promising position on the field. Certainly going to be looking to brush that one off as he moves into today's match. Chris, a big matchup, probably as big of a matchup as they come in collegiate rugby, year in, year out. You know, this is a belter of the match. What are you expecting out of today's game?
I'm expecting big hits, a lot of silky backline moves, a lot of exciting counter-attacking rugby. Arguably the two best teams in college rugby here this evening, so we'll be excited to see how this game progresses. Scrum gone straight down to ground. Both teams stand up, claiming that it was great scrum on their behalf, but the ref's just going to say we're going to redo that one, having a chat to the front rowers, letting them know what he expects of them early on.
Yeah, Chris, you're much more experienced than I am when it comes to scrum time. I mean, you know, when a scrum is reset and both teams find their way, you know, with heads down in the dirt, how important is it for you to quickly rise up and claim it was the fault of the other team in this kind of circumstance?
Yeah. Especially in the second row where I played, your head's kind of jammed in there. You don't really get to see too well what's going on. So first reaction is always stand up, make a big flap above the head, cheer your front rowers on.
And it's a big scrum from Lindenwood here, really pushing right back, and they're going to get awarded. Looks like a penalty here, Chris. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Referee has said reset scrum. Unfortunate for the Lindenwood Lions, they were definitely on the front foot there, but the ref has adjudged the scrum to have gone more than 90 degrees, so he's going to call for a reset. Big confidence boost there for the Lindenwood Lions as they did appear to be marching forward. Nonetheless, second reset scrum here in a row for the Life Running Eagles, and this is only going to instill a bit more confidence in the Lindenwood Lion forward pack.
Yeah, and it's a scrum that we've seen already do so much in conference matches so far this year, Chris. I mean, very impressive scrum the Lindenwood team has this year.
Yeah, they're very proud of their scrum and they work hard on it. They've got a great scrumming coach in Aaron Brown, and they're the rewards are being repped by the Lindenwood scrum pack there as they win a short arm free kick against the feed, and they themselves have opted, instead of playing it quickly, for another scrum. You can only imagine that they're going to look to keep turning the pressure on here against the life-running Eagles pack, and hopefully turn that pressure into a penalty and get the ball in the hands of the trusty Evan Williams to get 3 points on the board.
Yeah, and it would look like it was number 3 for Lindenwood, Sam Buckley there, that just caught the live player coming in slightly early on an early engagement that gave him the short arm penalty. He walked away very chuffed with himself as to what he'd done there at the scrum. So Lindenwood, a big, powerful, confident move there, asking for the scrum once again, and a nice opportunity here to look at the backs in motion.
Reece Smith plays Evan out the back and he's met hard. Evan is folded and he stayed down. Slow to get up from that one. Ball spills out on the life-running Eagles side. Eventually brought down on the far side by Cale Hodgson. Life have the ball under control. Unfortunately spilled forward there at ruck time. Turnover ball, Lindenwood Lions breathe a sigh of relief on the far side. But a bit worrying is that the fly half and playmaker Evan Williams, after receiving that big hit in centre field, is very slow to get up. Both the life-running Eagles player and the Lindenwood fly half, the playmaker, are both down on the field receiving a bit of attention. Hopefully he just had the wind knocked out of him and it's nothing too serious.
Yeah, Pamela Roberts, the man from Life University, wearing a number 13 jersey from Hawaii, was up so quick out the backdoor pass that came to Evan Williams. He had perfect opportunity, line in sight. He just smashes the man opposite him, which was Evan Williams. Chris, not the biggest guy on the field, but definitely makes up and punches well above his weight as Evan Williams.
Not the biggest guy on the field. I'd say you're safe to bet that he's the smallest guy on the field, but what he lacks in size, he makes up for in heart. Great player, Evan Williams. He finds his way back to his feet, and you can almost feel a sigh of relief in the stadium as everyone's happy to see him get up to his feet. However, number 13, Palema Roberts, the outside centre for the life-running Eagles, has appeared to have injured his shoulder in the play, and he's helped off the field gingerly. It doesn't look as though he'll be making another appearance on the field this evening. So quite lucky for the Lindenwood Lions. That could easily have gone the other way, but good to see Evan Williams back on his feet moving around. However, not so fortunate for Palema.
Yeah, he's been replaced by number 23 for Life, William Becker, the South African. He's going to be playing in the outside centre position. So, perhaps a player that might not have been looking at too many minutes in today's game. He's going to get a full 72 minutes in today's match. Great opportunity for that young player to really show what he's made of.
Yeah, then he'll be chomping at the bit. The South African man from Paris in South Africa, he'll be happy to get as many minutes as he can. Evan Williams with the switch ball, finds his outside centre, Stefan Alberts, another South African. Ball from Richard Fulton is out quick, finds Tinashe Machena, gets rid of the first defender, marching upfield. Great momentum here by the Lindenwood Lions. Fulton finds Evan out the back. Evan finds Connor 2-on-1. Colson 2-on-1 on the wing. He takes it into contact. He's brought that shot. He reaches. He's over the line. Is the try awarded? Referee comes over to chat to his touch judge. Is the try going to be awarded, or do we have a double movement here by Colson Warner? He was definitely over the line, ladies and gentlemen. Is the try going to be awarded? That's the big question.
Yeah, it was fantastic work from the back line of Lindenwood there, and rightly so. The referee wants to double check what he's seen. He's saying no try here, Chris. He's saying double movement on the floor is what it was. So that player stopped in his tracks in the tackle. And unfortunately, referees deemed it that he's not able to stretch out and touch that one over the line.
Massive let-off there for the running Eagles. I tell you, they did not want to be a try down in the opening 10 minutes. Massive let-off there for them. Unlucky for Colson Warner, but a great effort by the man in the pink headgear. Life with the long arm penalty, put boot to ball, and they've found touch, and they have a line out 10 metres inside their own half.
Yeah, Chris, we've all been there. Colson Warner, you're inches away from the line. You finally wriggle yourself free, and the first instinct is to get the ball over the line. Unfortunate from him that he wasn't in the right position to do so. Life University able to clear their lines, but not too far at the line out. It's unfortunate there. It's not gone their way.
Number 2, Joe Hawthorne from Hudson, Ohio, returning the favour back to the Lindenwood Lions hooker Caleb O'Donoghue. He's going to have a skew throw himself there just to turn the ball back over to the Lions. They're very happy to take a scrum here. And that we're going to be looking to see a bit more of what we saw there on that Colson Warner line break. Very slick hands by Evan Williams and Connor Burns. Great communication, linking up behind the line. Silky hands by Connor Burns to get that pass away and set Colson up with the one-on-one on the wing. Very exciting stuff. Hopefully we can see a bit more of that from the Lindenwood Lion backline as the game goes on.
Yeah, Chris, it's something that we've seen, week in, week out from Lindenwood so far this season. Once they have the ball in open play, the backs really are just able to make fantastic lines there. And it's the forwards this time, unfortunately, not coming up trumps against the live front row. Having a little bit of argy-bargy, a little bit of talking to each other. They're going to get the full-arm penalty and very happy with their efforts.
Massive scrum there by the life-running Eagles. I tell you what, as a front rower or even someone who plays in the tight five, winning a full-arm penalty against defeat at scrum time, it does something for your confidence. It just almost gives you an energy boost. It's about as big as reward as you can get playing in the tight five, and I tell you what, their forwards are going to be fizzing after that. Lindenwood Lions don't want to give away too many opportunities like that. They'll be looking to make amends at this line out and hopefully disrupt the live ball. But pressure now, the field has been flipped and the pressure is on the Lindenwood Lions as Life have attacking ball inside the Lions half.
Yeah, referee just having a word with Captain MJ Spangenberg and number 3 Sam Buckley about what happened and why the penalty was awarded. But it's a better line out this time from Life University. Ball going wide now through the fly half and the 12 takes it.
Tough carry by Tabonga Ngunyama from Harare, Zimbabwe. Richard Fulton shoots out of the line, isn't able to make the tackle. Number 15, the captain, George Phelan, gets over the line. Ball available for Ishmael. Ishmael finds his 8th man, who's met hard by Emmanuel Albert, brought to ground. Aiden Hurst's over the ball, doesn't get his hands on it. Advantage arm is out, though, for the Lindenwood Lions. Player gets round the outside of Caleb O'Donoghue, and Life running Eagles are over the line. The running Eagles strike first, and just like that, a 14-point flip, try disallowed for the Lindenwood Lions, and within 2 minutes, the running Eagles have gone the full length of the field, and they're the first ones to get points on the board this evening.
Yeah, Chris, it was a missed tackle by Caleb O'Donoghue that let the Life player through, and just a quick pass off to Vian Becker that made his way onto the field as a replacement, and he's already shown what a powerhouse he can be in that back line, and right place, right time there for him, didn't have far to go, break through one more tackle, over for the first score of today's match.
Yeah, great skills there by the Life running Eagles, but the Lindenwood Lions are going to need to take a good hard look at themselves after that try. There's no one to blame but themselves. A couple missed tackles in the lead up to that try, and at this level, with the amount of talent on the field, you cannot afford to have missed tackles.
Yeah, definitely not. It's a kick out just inside the 15-meter line, as it would be on the field here.
Number 12, Tabonga Ngonyama, the Harare Zimbabwe native, standing over the ball, solid off the tee in the first matchup against the Lindenwood Lions. He looks to have had a clean strike, and the ball sails just across the face of the uprights. So a 2-point reprieve there for the Lindenwood Lions. 5 points down after the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, Chris, we've seen some action already here at Lindenwood University, and a couple of big performances so far from some of the Life players. But on the Lindenwood side of things, who are you looking out for today? We've got a couple of people made their way into the starting lineup due to some injuries. Morgan Purcell not playing in the number 14 jersey as normal. He's out with injury. So in today's match, Chris, who are you looking out for?
Yeah, big loss, Morgan Purcell, the Lions' leading try scorer of the season. So far, unfortunately, out with the leg injury and training this week. So Colson Warner, number 14, with big boots to fill. But we're going to be looking for a big performance from number 7, Aiden Hurst. We're looking for him to disrupt the ball at the breakdown, hopefully win a couple steals at the breakdown. And then Tinashe Machena and Emmanuel Albert, the big battering rams of the Lindenwood Lions team. They always look to them for some good front football. And also Connor Burns, Evan Williams, Cale Hodgson in the back line. Some very talented rugby players there, and they'll be looking to make their mark on the game. And there we go, Lindenwood Lions. Bounce of the ball goes their way on that decision. Another side entry at ruck time by the running Eagles. Number 6, Oren Bizer from Woodlands, Texas. Unfortunately, not coming around through the gates into the ruck, and he is penalized. About 50 meters out, Evan Williams is going to opt to have a shot at goal. I have no doubt that he's got the power in the leg to do so. It's going to come down to whether he's got the accuracy or not. But Lindenwood, after conceding a try there, they'll be happy to get some points on the board as soon as possible and try and narrow that deficit down.
Yeah, Evan Williams confidently asking for the tee from this position, Chris. And, we've seen him tot up many, many points so far this season for the Lions. And, this is a man who we speak week in, week out about how much graft this boy puts into his work. I mean, we've seen him slot these from, much harder positions on the field. And after getting, winded slightly, just taking the air out of him earlier on from the hit from number 13, Palema Roberts. May well be interesting to see here how his confidence is off the tee.
Looking confident standing behind the ball, I can tell you that. Confident strike of the ball, it's got the distance. Does it have the accuracy? Flags go up, yes it does. Great strike there by Evan Williams. 5-3, 2-point deficit now for the Lindenwood Lions, and they're right back in it.
Evan Williams, we spoke about how there was a slight bit of nerves around the stadium as soon as he went down and spent a little bit of time on the floor. And it's things like that that just help you understand why he is such an important player on the field.
Yeah, for sure. Lindenwood Lions set up with a forward pack split here. 4 pods of 2 up in the front. Big ball carriers at the back. Number 10, Bradley Crane with ball in hand. He goes for a short kick. It's gathered by the Lindenwood Lions. Unfortunately, it's been knocked forward by Kian Darling, and Life Running Eagles have a scrum down just inside the Lindenwood Lion territory.
Yeah, Chris, what's interesting to see here from Life University, they've done something that no team so far that we've seen this side of the new year have done against Lindenwood. They've opted not to kick the ball directly to Emmanuel Albert.
Yeah, I think you can call that just a bit of basic homework. Emmanuel Albert, one of the strongest ball carriers on the Lindenwood team, and in weeks gone by, the teams that have travelled here to Harlan C. Hunter Stadium have been kicking the ball down his throat off every kickoff, and that's exactly what Lindenwood would like to see. The Running Eagles this evening opting for a different strategy, and it appears to be paying dividends for them here. Lindenwood Lions got the march on. Great shot by the Lindenwood Lions. Ishmael able to dig that one out at scrum time. Wild pass by number 10. It's picked up though well by number 15, George. Ball gets taken to ground. Quick ball by Ishmael. Number 10 with ball in hand. Oh, great cut-out pass. There's space on the wide. Stefan Albert's on the cross-cover tackle, and he scrags him into touch. Ladies and gentlemen, what a try-saving tackle by number 13 for the Lindenwood Lions, Stefan Alberts. Great tackle there. If he was to miss that tackle or just didn't get across, that would have been the second try of the evening for the Running Eagles. And Ashley, we spoke earlier about impact players and players to keep an eye on, and we failed to mention Stefan Alberts, and that's a bit of a pie on the face for us because he is a huge player in this Lindenwood Lion team. He's the general on defense, very solid, great ball carrier as well, and that's as good as a try at the other end that tackle is.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's been so consistent so far this season for the Lions. Has Stefan Alberts in the outside centre position. I mean, he makes almost all of his tackles. Big, strong carrier of the ball. Talk about big, strong carriers. There's Sam Buckley taking the ball forward for the Lions. Richard Felton now looking to get things set up in order to clear the lines.
Felton finds Evan in the pocket. Evan gets a good clean strike on the ball, and that's a great clearance kick by Evan Williams. Gets it just about up to the 10-meter line, just inside Lions half. Great play there by the Lindenwood Lions under pressure. Credit to Caleb O'Donoghue. Big pressure there at the line out, just off their own try line, but he finds his man in the air. Clean line out ball, set a good platform for the back line, and it allows you to have a clearance kick like that. Clean line out ball by the Running Eagles. Big hard carry by number 12, Tabonga, eventually brought down by a couple Running Eagles. However, slow to roll away are the Lindenwood Lions, and they're penalised for it at the breakdown. Unfortunately, their number 12, Reese Smith, just getting pinged a bit too slow to roll out the way. Number 12 at Tabonga, ball in hand, and you can see the Running Eagles pointing for posts. They're going to look to extend their lead back to 5 points here.
And then speaking with a couple of the Lindenwood players prior to today's match, Chris, we like to get here a little bit before kickoff, see how both the teams are warming up and how things are developing. And in speaking with a couple of the Lindenwood players, they said that one of the key focuses in today's match was reduction of the penalty count. I mean, they're probably going to be kicking themselves at the foolish mistakes that they've made when it comes to giving away penalties so far this evening.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that's something that every team wants to work to try and minimise, because penalties, whether it be at the breakdown or any aspect of the game, it really does kill your momentum. And Lindenwood Lions are definitely going to be kicking themselves for giving away a penalty right in the middle of the field. You can see the ice hockey boys behind the poles there. Avid supporter of the Lindenwood Rugby team, making a bit of noise. Tabonga, though, it feels the pressure. Ball is off the upright. Gathered by Samuel Buckley, who dots it down. And it is going to be a 22-meter dropout to the Lindenwood Lions. Perhaps just that bit of extra air coming from the ice hockey boys behind the post got into Tabonga's head, and he strikes the upright on what I would believe to usually be a fairly simple kick right out in front.
Yeah, well, Chris, you talk about, a small school in St. Charles, Missouri, perhaps with one of the biggest hearts when it comes to supporting other teams. The ice hockey team, a team that, even from when you and I were playing, incredibly supportive of each other's programs.
22 dropout. that is not gathered by the running Eagles. They allow it to bounce, and the Lindenwood Lions clean it up after a knock-on by the running Eagles. Ball still in the Lions' possession. Eventually, we come in. It looks like a big blow on the whistle here by the referee. He stops play as there's another running Eagle player down on the ground. Very, very uncharacteristic mistake there by the running Eagles, allowing that kick to bounce, and gives the opportunity for the Lions, who are charging down after the kick, to gather it and flip the possession over deep inside the opposition half.
Yeah, incredibly uncharacteristic. I mean, in situations like that, you sometimes see a knock-on, you sometimes see a man under pressure. No pressure there. The ball just allowed to cleanly bounce on the ground, and well picked up by the Lindenwood team, who were reactive to that.
Yeah, no, the running Eagles will definitely be kicking themselves there. All of us rugby players are taught from a young age, you do not let the ball bounce, because we all know the rugby ball does funny things when it bounces, very unpredictable. And that time the bounce goes the way of the Lindenwood Lions, and now they have a scrum here inside the running Eagles half.
Yeah, big scrum for Lindenwood, and a lot of position on the field in order to put something together. We know how dangerous these backs can be when given space with the ball, so it'll be interesting to see what Evan Williams has curated here and is able to put together. Once again, a reset at the scrum. Chris, is that going to be something that we see a lot of this evening, a reset scrum? I mean, you've got two massive teams coming head-to-head in the scrum. You know, is a reset inevitable?
Yeah, reset is inevitable, but I tell you what, it's just a matter of time before the ref starts to get a bit annoyed by it, and I think as the game goes on, those reset scrums will slowly start to turn to short-arm penalties, free kicks at the back of the scrum. But here, as you said, great attacking opportunity for the Lindenwood backline. The forward pack will be looking to give them a solid platform here at scrum time. And there we go. There's another free kick the way of the Lindenwood Lions. Early shove by the running Eagles. Tapped quickly by Richard Felton. Felton finds Evan Williams, who plays Reece Smith on the short ball. Gets well over the advantage line. Good clean out by Aiden Hurst and Stefan Albert. Great ball by Felton. Finds Tanashi Machena, who beats the first defender. Eventually brought to ground. Felton plays Evan Williams out the back, who slings one out wide behind Connor Burns. But we're going to come back for a penalty to the Lindenwood Lions. Advantage was played and no advantage is gained, so we come back for the penalty for no release by the tackler at the breakdown. And you think that the Lindenwood Lions would opt for another shot at goal here, almost the exact same position as the previous kick from Evan Williams, perhaps just a little bit closer.
Yeah, you have to think, you know, and you do so rightly see Evan Williams asking for the tee. He's going to have another go here and see what he can do. Off the tee, almost exactly the same positioning as you said, straight behind the poles, about 50 meters out, with the posts here at Harlan C. Hunter Stadium being at the back edge of the dead ball area.
Yeah, no, for sure. It definitely adds an extra 10 yards to the kick here. So the lines on the field aren't an accurate representation of how far this kick actually is. So a little over 40 meters here for Evan Williams, but as we saw in the previous kick, it's well within his distance. It's just a matter of accuracy. So bit of huffing and puffing down on the field. It's been a very intense opening 20 minutes here by both teams, and I'm sure we're going to see that for the rest of the game. Evan Williams stands over the ball. Great strike by Evan. The flags go up. Lindenwood Lions in the lead thanks to another trusty kick by the boot of Evan Williams. Lions now lead for the first time in the game after 20 minutes. 6-5 to the Lindenwood Lions.
Yeah, incredibly cool, calm and collected Evan Williams off the tee. You know, talks the lead for Lindenwood. First time they lead in today's match. 22 minutes into play. And will be very interesting to see how life replied to this.
Another short kick by the running Eagles, well dealt with this time by Kian Darling. He's met hard in the contact, able to get rid of the first defender. Ball is now available for Richard Felton. He's got the forwards coming round. Short ball to Aiden Hurst. Aiden Hurst puts his head down and barrows through the tackle. Richard Felton with the ball at the base of the ruck again. He finds Evan Williams out the back. Williams opts to go for a high ball this time as opposed for a touch finder. Well contested by the Lindenwood Lions. However, knocked backwards by the Lindenwood Lions. Big Samuel Buckley is disposed of by Ishmael Sofadine. He'll be looking to make up for that one. Ball for the running Eagles here in the Lindenwood Lions half. Ball available for Ishmael. He finds his number 10. Crane in the pocket. Crane plays a short ball to Tabonga. Tabonga met hard by Caleb O'Donoghue. Arm goes out for advantage. Running Eagles for a high shot. Little cheeky kick through there by Ishmael. Well gathered by Kian Darling. We're going to come back though for the high tackle there by Caleb O'Donoghue. Definitely unintentional. Arm just slipped up above the shoulder, but the ref's going to have a chat to the captain about it nonetheless. lot of attention is being paid to high tackles in college rugby and international rugby alike. Referees and players starting to make more of a concerted effort to protect the ball carrier and their head injuries as the game goes on. So referee has a chat to MJ, the captain of the Lindenwood Lions, and you'd think if we see another high tackle anytime soon, someone's going to be heading to the bin.
Yeah, you definitely would. I mean, the referee spoke with the life captain there about the option that he had. He had two potential penalties on the field that he had the choice from. He's chosen the one directly in front of the poles. And that man in the number 10 jersey for life, Bradley Crane, is going to step up. He's going to take the opportunity this time to add the additional points for life and give them the lead in today's match.
Very interesting decision here. Tabonga Ngonyama, who's usually the goal kicker for the Running Eagles week in and week out, he's missed his first 2 kicks and he's been replaced on kicking duty. So we'll see if that does anything to his confidence, and we'll see how the fly half Bradley Crane does with his first shot at goal here. Crane standing over it, eyeing the posts up, big breath in, starts his run up. Clean strike, straight through the post, splits the uprights. The Running Eagles are right back in front. 8-6, 25 minutes gone. Running Eagles back in front. Very intense back and forth match here between the Running Eagles and the Lindenwood Lions.
Well, yeah, Chris, the crowd for Lindenwood asked to be quiet in respect of the kicker. It's something you see a lot of in international rugby as players, fans being quiet for the kicker, and they've asked to do just that here in Hunter Stadium. So perhaps Tabonga is saying to himself, well, if no one's shouting at me, I quite fancy taking the kicker duties back.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a bit easier for the kicker, but it's all in the name of good sportsmanship, and that's what we love to see on the rugby field. Another deep kick by Evan Williams, gathered by the winger on the far end of the field. Met hard in the contact, though, by the chasing Lindenwood Lions. Ishmael puts boot to ball. Clean strike. This is a high one. Sits up in the wind, and it eventually drifts out into touch. About a 10-meter gain there for the Running Eagles. So attacking line out here for the Lindenwood Lions inside the Running Eagles half. Lions will be looking for some clean ball at line out time.
25 minutes gone here in today's match. Life University leading 8-6. The away team have the lead here today. And for those of you joining us live on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. If you do have any pointers or any comments you'd like to make, please do give us a shout. Always welcome to talk about things that you would like, or you give a shout out here and there. And a skewered throw there from Lindenwood University, Chris.
Another skew throw by Caleb O'Donoghue. He's not going to be happy with himself after that. Nonetheless, flip of possession here. Ball is now in the Running Eagles' hand, and they have a chance now to show the Lindenwood Lions how to do it at line-out time. Joe Hawthorne from Hudson, Ohio, with ball in hand. Great line-out by the Running Eagles. Unfortunately, lost forward by the man in the air. Cale Hodgson with ball in hand. He goes hard into contact, as he always does. Ball cleaned out, ball available. Evan Williams out the back. Evan Williams plays Stefan Alberts. He straightens straight through. Eventually scragged down to ground. Clean ball available at the back here. Richard Felton standing over it. He's got forwards lining up either side of him. Kian Darling plays the tip pass to Tinashe Mochena, who just cruises through the opposition defense. Evan Williams with the cutout pass. Sam Buckley does well to gather the ball. Unfortunately knocks it in on contact. And now Running Eagles are straight on the counter-attack. Boot to ball. The ball trickles up the sideline, but eventually finds touch. Somewhat fortunate there for the Lindenwood Lions after the quick turn in possession. Players were out of position, so somewhat fortunate that ball finds its way into touch. But nonetheless, the Lindenwood Lions now have a line out and an opportunity to regroup and get back into their structure.
Yeah, it was a curl pass from Evan Williams that caught Sam Buckley. I mean, he gathered the ball initially, Chris, but I think he was going so fast into contact, he wasn't quite sure what to do. The ball just stripped out from him, and away off to the races were Life University.
Much better throw this time by Caleb O'Donoghue, secured by Emmanuel Albert. Nice clean ball. Felton finds William. Williams finds Cale. Cale eventually scragged down. Almost a great line break there by Cale. Ball's available for Felton. He's got forwards lining up either side. Felton finds Liam Smith, who pumps the legs in contact, does well to get 5 meters on the carry. Tinashe Mochena securing the ball. Felton finds Evan Williams deep in the pocket. Evan Williams opts for the spiral kick. Not something you see often in the modern day game. Gathered well by the Running Eagles. Caleb O'Donoghue with the good scrag tackle in centre field against an opposing backline player. Good quick ball there by Ishmael. Met hard, and the defenders meet the attacker hard in centre field. Ball available for Ishmael again. Opts again for another short kick in behind the line. Interesting decision from Kian Darling, who puts boot to ball instead of diving on it and allows the attacking running Eagles to charge on through. Interesting decision there. The ball almost spewed off his foot backwards and appeared to put Lindenwood under more pressure. Eventually knocked on at the ground by Kian Darling. So now the running Eagles have a scrum 10 metres out from the Lindenwood try line.
Well, Chris, it's a cacophony of errors from Lindenwood University. First, that decision from Kian Darling to almost kick the ball back. I'm not sure who he thought was back there to collect that one, but there was nobody. And then, Emmanuel Albert not diving on the ball, trying to reach down and pick the ball up instead to give his team the advantage. Neither of the players have done that at all. Life University with the advantage here. They've got ball in hand in a very dangerous position on the field.
Looking back, definitely not the best decision, but that is one of those things where the ball, if the ball were to pop up off his boot and he was able to control it, he'd look like a hero. However, that appears to not have been the case there, as we've all seen. But as you said, attacking scrum here for the running Eagles, 10 metres out. This is going to be a big challenge on the Lindenwood Backline's defence, but we know they're up for the challenge.
Yeah, it's a scrum that I'm sure many around the country are and anticipated today's match in order to see this. 16 of the biggest, most talented players in collegiate rugby head-to-head for this matchup. So it's certainly lived up to expectations so far.
Yeah, no, it's a battle of the big boys up front here. As you said, 8v8. 16 of arguably the best forwards in the country. And the ref had a chat there to both front rowers just before the scrum. Solid engagement there. Ball fed by Ishmael. Lindenwood appear to be on the march. Scrum goes down and Lindenwood have won the penalty against the feed at scrum time. Look at those head taps and back pats on the field. The Lindenwood Lions are absolutely buzzing. Massive effort there by the Lindenwood forward pack to win the penalty against the feed. 10 metres out from their try line. That is absolutely great work by the Lindenwood Lion forward pack.
Yeah, and it's come from the man in the red headgear, Sam Buckley, a big factor of that, with his opposite man, number 1, Chulu, the South African, just not able to keep up with the technique of Mr. Buckley at scrum time. So a big factor in the match. A few weeks ago, Chris, we gave him our man of the match, did we, Sam Buckley?
Yeah, Sam Buckley, a very technically gifted scrummager. Growing up in the UK, he's had scrum training at the highest level from a very young age. Much better line out this time from Caleb O'Donoghue. Clean ball finds MJ. Taken by Aiden Hurst, who throws the cutout to Tinashe Machena, who beats his man with the outside foot and works his way up over the halfway line. Ball available now for Richard Fulton. He has players running onto it. He finds Emmanuel Albert, who's met hard in the contact, but still manages to pump his legs through the contact. Fulton goes back to Evan Williams deep. Evan Williams puts this ball high in the sky. Big chase here by the Lindenwood Lions. Great gather there by the Life Running Eagles. Gathered just inside his half and smartly opts to call the mark. So short on free kick here to the Life Running Eagles, just inside their own 22. Very smart rugby knowledge there by the fullback. Good field awareness to be able to put his arm up and call for the mark.
Yeah, well, he had his opposite man, Connor Burns, huffing down his neck. Like, I think Connor Burns, just as he met him, heard the mark called, gave him a little pat on the back and said, "I was here ready and waiting for you. It's a smart decision from you today."
Yeah, great discipline there by Connor Burns. His timing was almost just half a step off and he could very easily have caught the man in the air, but he did well to pull out. But yeah, definitely let his opposite man know that he was right there breathing down his neck. Another opportunity here for Caleb O'Donoghue at line-out time. Lindenwood referee talking to both forward packs here, making sure they keep the tunnel open in the line-out. As a forward, especially as a second rower, you always try and creep just half a foot over, give yourself any kind of advantage you can. But referee has a chat to both teams, make sure the tunnel's nice and wide open. Good throw by Caleb O'Donoghue. It's lost forward in the air by the Lindenwood receiving man. Ball available now for the Running Eagles. They play it out the back. The Running Eagles have space out wide. Here comes the covered defense. Running Eagles opt to turn back inside. Great tackle by Tinashe Machena. Arm comes out for the advantage, unfortunately, against Reese Smith playing. Ruck had been formed and he was playing the ball. Samuel Buckley meets the man in contact and holds him up. Eventually brought down to ground, and it looks as though the ref is going to come back for is it a penalty or is it a scrum? Referee, there it is. It's a full-arm penalty for off feet at the breakdown. Unfortunately there. Sigh of relief, a bit of a reprieve there for the Running Eagles, who now have an opportunity to boot the ball upfield and an easy exit from their own half.
Yeah, back with ball in hand. Tabonga, he's going to
He's made a bit of a meal of that one. It looks as though he's missed touch here. Evan Williams, great under the ball, beats the first man, finds a bit of space down the touchline, gets rid of another, puts boot to ball. Well, fullback is well positioned. Puts boot to ball pops up on the opposite side. Reece Smith under pressure, puts boot to ball, and that's a great clearance kick under pressure by Reece Smith. You can hear the cheers on the field from the boys. Players breathing down his neck as well. He does well, not probably in the best position, but manages to get a clean strike on the ball and put the ball out of play in the running Eagles half. Great clearance kick there by Reece.
Yeah, Chris, I mean, time and time again we see people, they see Evan Williams about to receive a kick or, take the ball and they just want to smash him so bad that they run up as fast as they can. It's just a simple step on the inside.
Great line-out steal there by MJ Spannenberg. Ball stolen, however, the penalty goes against the Lindenwood Lions. Forwards were a bit slow to the breakdown and Caleb O'Donoghue's pinged for holding on to the ball. Great work there by the running Eagles after losing the line-out ball to make amends for the errors. Tabonga with ball in hand again. He won't want to be making the same mistake he made last time with this touch kick. Good solid connection, makes no mistakes this time. Sends the ball up into about row Z there, but finds touch nonetheless. Line-out ball here for the running Eagles, about 15 meters inside the Lindenwood Lions half.
Yeah, nice safe kick from Tabonga. That ball overthrown by Life University as well, but picked up at the back by the number 5, Oren Baiza. Ball goes out wide now through number 10.
Colson
Bradley
Warner
Crane.
meets Tabonga hard in the contact. Good solid tackle by the winger there. Running Eagle forwards loop round. Aiden Hurst unfortunately misses the first tackle, but nonetheless the men are brought to ground. Big solid carry by number 1 Chulu, who's eventually brought down. Running Eagles doing well to make the meters here in the contact. Good tip pass. Kian Darling comes in with a great chop tackle. Ball available. A bit of space out here for the Running Eagles. They have the men as well. Great cover tackle by Colson Warner. Running Eagles have the ball 5 meters out here. This is great attacking play. Lindenwood Lions are going to need some good line speed here to not let them get over the line. The arm comes up for advantage. Advantage Running Eagles. Emmanuel Albert meets his man hard in contact. The ball comes out the back door. Great offload there by the Running Eagles, and they are rewarded with the try under the sticks. Great continuity by the Running Eagles. And a couple missed tackles once again, proving to be the Lindenwood Lions' Achilles heel.
Yeah, it's great face play by Life University. I mean, the speed of play that they're playing with this evening, Chris, is a lot different than what we saw back when we were playing in Marietta, Georgia, just a few weeks ago, probably just over a month ago. But I mean, talk about silky hands. Jared Miller, the number 3, just the out the back pass, it doesn't get much better than that, let's be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, seeing a front rower with a couple men on his back trying to scrag him down to ground and still have the opportunity to throw the ball out the back door and find his man looping around. Probably the easiest try number 1 Chulu will ever score. Practically caught the ball over the try line. All he had to do was catch it and dot it down. Try under the poles for the Running Eagles. Conversion coolly and calmly slotted by number 10 Bradley Crane. The Running Eagles have now extended their lead to 9 points. 3.5 minutes left here in the first half. You bet your bottom dollar that the Lindenwood Lions are going to want to try and close on that gap and try to get some points on the board before the half comes to an end. So here we are, Evan Williams on the halfway line with ball in hand, looking to kick off. And we have a substitution. It looks as though number 6, Kian Darling, makes his way gingerly off the field. And on comes number 22, the Venezuelan, Juan Mota Sanchez, makes his way onto the field on blindside flank. Evan Williams with boot to ball, puts a deep kick into the Running Eagles. Cleaned up by Tabonga. Running Eagles opt to run it out in their own 22. Bold decision, met hard in the contact there by Liam Smith. Ruck is set 10 meters out from the Running Eagles try line. Ball goes deep. Crane puts boot to ball. Almost spews off the side of his boot. Evan Williams well poised to gather the kick. Evan Williams finds Connor Burns. It appears as though we have an overlap. Stephen Alberts gives the dummy. Great hands there by Tanashi Machena. Kale Hodgson finds a bit of space on the wing. Great dummy there by Stephen Alberts to give us the front foot ball. Felton finds Caleb O'Donoghue, who dances around the first would-be defender. Ball is available for the Lindenwood Lions. Richard Felton picks and goes. Gets halfway through the tackle, eventually brought to ground. You'd imagine we'd see a couple forward picks and drives here as the halfback's down on ground, and that's exactly what does happen. Ball still available at the back. Aiden Hurst standing over it. Aiden Hurst picks it up, pumps the legs, manages to get over the advantage line. Samuel Buckley now standing over it. Buckley does the same, burrows the head down and pumps the legs. Ball available at the back for Richard Felton. Is he going to have his forwards have another go? That's exactly what we see. Juan Mota Sanchez, the new man, getting his hands on the ball as early as possible. Felton finds William. Williams plays Reece Smith out the back. Spins out of the tackle of Tabonga. Ball to ground. Great work at the breakdown. Call clean out by the Lindenwood Lions. They allow the running Eagles to get over that one and secure a turnover steal at the breakdown. Not what the Lindenwood Lions would wanted to have seen with a minute and a half on the clock after that great phase play. Easy let off there for the running Eagles, and probably a bit of poor cleaning out at the breakdown. Tabonga puts boot to ball. It's a great kick that just drifts over the touchline. Evan Williams tries to keep it in, but it's a well-placed kick by Tabonga. And it almost looks as though the running Eagles are going to have the final say here in the first half with just about a minute on the clock. Line out to the running Eagles in the Lions territory.
Yeah, Chris, it was lightning fast work by David Ryans, the number 7 for life, that just got over that ball so quickly. He didn't give anybody an opportunity. He was never going to be moved in that position. And look at the position on the field he's got his team in. It's a good throw up the front from number 2, Joe Hawthorne. Ball moves this way wide now. Tabonga in the middle of the field. He's going to have a go up. Brought down by Colson Warner. Now the ball comes back the other way. It's a switch of play now from Life University. Ball goes over the top, straight into the second row of the stands. Finds nobody. It's going to be a line out, Lindenwood ball.
Interesting decision there. A bit of a cutout from the running Eagles to the touch judge on the sideline. I don't know who that ball was aimed at. Went over the heads of all of his players. And it looks like Lindenwood will have the opportunity to have one more crack at the cherry in the first half here. Caleb O'Donoghue with ball in hand. Full man line out here for the Lindenwood Lions. Couple options in the line-out for the Lions. Goes to Juan Mota Sanchez. Ball's overthrown. Skew as well. Siren goes for half-time. It looks as though the life-running Eagles are going to have the opportunity to have their line out there. Not the best half of rugby. Not the best first half of rugby for Caleb O'Donoghue. Usually solid at line-out time. Perhaps that shoulder injury he's been dealing with for the last 3 weeks is causing him a bit of niggle at the line-out time, but the Lindenwood Lions no doubt looking to put some pressure on the live ball here. Hawthorne with ball in hand. They fake to the middle, goes to the back. Extremely well read by Emmanuel Albert. Gathers that one, turns it over for the Lindenwood Lions. They now have an opportunity to attack. Evan Williams with ball in hand. He opts to pin them deep, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see Life just put this one out into touch. No, they opt to keep it in play. The ball slung loose. 15 gathers it up in his own try line and just gently nudges it out the back. Very fortunate there by the running Eagles. A bit of miscommunication, but that's going to be the final play of the first half. Bit of chaos there at the end, but we go into the break 15-6, running Eagles with the lead. Ashley Harrop, what do you think the Lindenwood Lions change room is going to be like at half-time?
I tell you what, Chris, it's a place that I certainly would not want to step foot in at any point in the next 5 minutes. It's going to be incredibly ferocious. These good boys are going to be talking to each other, talking to themselves about the next 40 minutes of rugby that they're going to play here. You know, it's a big match for them, not only in the team that they're facing, but also the stakes on play with the Glenn Markway Memorial Shield. It's a huge match for Lindenwood. And, you know, having beaten Life for the first time in franchise history, I guess you could say, back in Marietta, Georgia. It's obvious that Life University have come here today to right those wrongs, and they're wanting to leave even Stevens 1-1 with Lindenwood. So it'll be interesting to see what we have in store for the next 40 minutes, Chris.
Yeah, you can definitely expect a bit of a spray from Coach Macy at halftime. Lindenwood, before the game and in the build-up to this match, they had spoken all week about discipline at the breakdown, the offsides line, and not giving away foolish penalties, and that's been a major part of their downfall here in the first half. Are penalties, needless penalties that they've given away, and missed tackles. So you can expect a very, very fired up Lindenwood Lions team when they come out at the start of the second half.
Yeah, lots more action to come here at Harlan C. Hunter Stadium. Please do stay tuned with us on YouTube. We will be right back. Well, we are back here for second half action at Harlan C. Hunter Stadium in St. Charles, Missouri. Lindenwood University versus the Life University Running Eagles. Chris, Life took the lead in the first half. 15-6 they lead the Lions. What are we expecting here in the second half?
A lot more intensity, a lot more physicality, a lot more strong ball carries by both teams. Lindenwood making a substitution at the halftime break. Hooker Caleb O'Donoghue is replaced by backup hooker Miguel Arcos. Deep kick by the Running Eagles, and they swiftly bring Colson Warner down to ground. Ball is available low, well retained by the Lindenwood Lions. Richard Felton standing over the ball, pops it short to Emmanuel Albert, who's chopped sharply and brought down to ground. Ball available again for Richard Felton. Slow release there by Emmanuel Albert, and this is not the start the Lindenwood Lions would have wanted. Pinged early for a penalty inside their own 22. Just like that, advantage is now in the Running Eagles' court.
Yeah, Chris, just as fast as we expected the Lions to come out of the changing rooms, the Running Eagles have come out as fast, if not faster, immediately off the kickoff, straight up in Lindenwood's face, turnover ball. And it's just slow phase play at the moment from Lindenwood, taking too long to reset, and Life University capitalizing on it.
Yeah, Lindenwood are looking a bit slow around the park, whether it be slow to react, slow to get to the breakdown, maybe just half a step off the pace, and they're going to need to fix that if they want to keep themselves in the game here. Running Eagles with the attempt at goal, currently with a 9-point lead, and with the opportunity here to extend that to a 12-point lead. Lindenwood are going to want to try and chop that deficit as early as possible and bring themselves back into this game.
Yeah, and thanks again to those of you joining us live on YouTube. I wish I knew who some of you were. I simply don't. The one person I do recognize, former Lindenwood captain Jack Huckstep. Good evening, Jack. I do hope that you are well, and thanks for tuning in today.
How's it, bud? How goes? Good to have you with us. Thanks again to everyone tuning in on the stream here this evening as number 10 Bradley Crane stands over the ball. 2 from 2 from the tee this evening for Mr. Crane. Starts the run up, marches up to it. Clean strike of the ball. Does he have the accuracy? Yes, he does. The flags go up. The lead for the Running Eagles has now been extended from 9 to 12. 18-6 is the score here with just under 40 minutes to play. Early strike there by the Running Eagles, and the Lindenwood Lions are going to need to react here and react fast.
Yeah, very smooth kick by Bradley Crane. The man that, according to YouTube, would have gone pro if it wasn't for the case. So a suspect character in the Life University number 10 jersey, but he's got a clean boot on him, that's for sure.
Evan Williams with ball in hand. Another good strike by Evan, puts this one deep here. Big chase by Cale Hodgson and Stefan Alberts. Met hard in the contact there by number 22, Juan Mota Sanchez and Tinashe Machena. Ball's available at the back for Ishmael. Ishmael puts boot to ball. Not the cleanest strike, but he finds touch nonetheless. Unable to get that ball out of his own half. Line out to the Lindenwood Lions, 5 meters inside the Running Eagles half.
An opportunity here for the Lions to regather their form in terms of the set piece play that we've seen so far this season from the Lions. Arcos with an opportunity here, you know, really to prove why he should be gunning for that number 2 jersey. We saw him last week wearing the number 2, and he performed particularly well. So he's got 40 minutes here to plead his case. Yeah, Lindenwood Lions looking to clean up at line-out time. Great ball by Miguel, goes to the back. Advantage to the Lindenwood Lions for a knock-on by the Running Eagles. Cleaned up by the Lions, though. Cale Hodgson takes the ball into contact. Good solid carry. Tinashe Machena receives in the first receiver channel. Dances around the first would-be tackler. Ball available for Felton. He plays Williams out the back. Williams puts boot to ball. Finds a bit of real estate at the back, but it's well cleaned up by the Running Eagles winger, who is well positioned. Buckley meets him hard in contact and just swallows him up. Ball brought down to ground. Available here for the Running Eagles. Ishmael barking orders to his forwards. Deep ball into the pocket. Great nudge by number 15 there. Evan Williams allows it to bounce, eventually cleans it up well. Evan inside his own 22, puts good boot to ball and finds touch on the halfway line. Good clearance kick there by Evan Williams. A bit of back and forth, a bit of kick tennis here. Both teams trying to play the territory game, and neither team really giving an inch. Giving no edge at all. And a huge boot from Evan Williams, Chris. I think with the length of your arms, if you'd have just reached out the window, you probably could have caught that one from up here in the box. An excellent clearance of the Lions from Evan Williams. Life University back in possession at the line-out. Goes up in the middle and it's taken well. Ishmael with the dummy. Makes his way upfield.
He's lost it in contact. Dived on by Richard Felton.
Aiden Hurst very happy with his efforts in that tackle, giving a little bit of a shout to the scrum half.
As he would be. Great read there by Aiden Hurst. Saw a bit of scrappy ball out the back of the line out, shot up out of the line. One-on-one tackle for a forward against a scrum half is usually a bit of a tricky one, but he makes no mistake and meets the number 9 hard in contact and forces the turnover. Scrum down now, Lindenwood Lions ball right on the halfway line. Bit of space on the open side of the scrum there. Lindenwood have stacked that side with 4 backline players, 2 here on the short side. Interesting to see what the backs have lined up here if they're able to get a clean set piece ball.
Yeah, Chris, and the contrast of players on either side is quite striking. You've got Williams, the playmaker, with Smith and Alberts outside of him, then Warner on the wing, and on the other side you've got Connor Burns and Cale Hodgson, which, I mean, talk about that for a duo. That's about as hard running and hot stepping as it gets.
Yeah, no, the 2 silky pommy boys here on the short side, looking to connect if possible. Good contest though at Scrum Town. Ball's available at the back. Tanashi Machena stands over it. We have a pick. We have an 8-9-14 down the blind side. Offloads it to Felton. Felton puts boot to ball. Ball sits up the Life Running Eagles 15 has lost his footing. Eventually brought down to ground by Connor Burns. Running Eagles ball Lions have forced the turnover 5 meters from the try line. Look at that intensity from the quick tap by Richard Felton. He taps and goes. Late hit after the pass, but the referee said his ball wasn't tapped on the mark. However, full-on penalty to the Lindenwood Lions after some great pressure, great nudge there by Richard Felton. A bit of a slip in the footwork there by number 15, George Phelan at the back. Manages to regather well, but the oncoming Lindenwood Lions pile into the breakdown and force the turnover. About as good as an attacking opportunity as they come here. 5-meter scrum for the Lindenwood Lions.
Yeah, Chris, sometimes we talk of the commentator's curse, but in that instance, it's paid absolute dividends for the boys in black this evening. We were just speaking about Connor Burns and Cale Hodgson as the ball comes through, and together they've managed to turn the ball over. Granted, a slip up from the Life University number 15, but even still ever so well read by Burns. And Cale Hodgson, excellent work getting over the ball. He's given his team the advantage. Referee didn't want Felton to go quickly. Muchena, was eager to get over the line and score some points for the boys this evening. But we'll reset here. Just over 5 meters out from the line, a Lindenwood scrum.
And such is the nature of this evening's game. Put half a foot wrong and either team is ready to pounce. As we mentioned earlier, a bit of a slip in the footwork there by Phelan at the back, and those Lindenwood Lions players, the 2 we spoke about, the Pommy boys on the wing, charging through and making them pay for that error. Solid engage here on the scrum. Richard Felton feeds. No, the ball's not out. And we have a full-on penalty to the Lindenwood Lions. Felton taps and goes. Manages to gather. He's back on his feet. He's over the line. Is the try awarded or is it held up? Referee's got a good view of this. He calls it held up. Will we have a scrum, or will there be another full-on penalty for the Running Eagles not being back 10 meters on that quick tap?
But Chris, I don't think the referee was saying it was held up. I think he was trying to pause the clock on his wrist. He's not really too sure what to make of it, so he's speaking with his assistant referee. They're going to pull in the captains here. Number 6 from Life University, it looks like he's asking to have a word with. See what happens here. It's interesting.
He's reaching for the pocket, Ashley. There we go, a card for the number 6 flanker from Life University. He knew he was in an offside position at that quick tap. He knew he wasn't back 10 on that quick tap there by Richard Felton, and deliberate foul there, professional foul, and he's sent to the bin for 10 minutes. Lindenwood now with the 1-man advantage and a scrum 5 meters out from the opposition line. They're going to want to make the most of this opportunity. Interesting to see what comes here for the Lindenwood Lions.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is just about as good of an opportunity as it gets here for the Lions. They've got 10 minutes with a man down from the Life University forward pack. I mean, so much opportunity here, especially when we take a look at this first scrum. I mean, the weight difference in the scrums now is going to start to tell as it does.
Here comes the march. Tanashi Machena controlling the ball at the back. They're fighting us out. The Lions are over the line. Richard Fulton dives on the ball. And have a look at that. Look at the forwards jumping all over each other. In come the backs. Even Colson Warner from the far wing. The Lions are extremely happy with that. All over each other. And the Lindenwood Lions making the most of the man advantage there at the scrum time. Great control by Tinashe Machena at the base of the scrum. Keeps the ball right under his feet. And the Lindenwood Lions drive the scrum over the try line. All they have to do is fall on the ball. And that's a great forward effort there by the Lindenwood Lions.
Now, very well capitalised by Lindenwood there. Immediately, Life University, a man down, and Lindenwood making them pay for that mistake. Hugely accurate scrum from Lindenwood, very powerful. The ball was kept well at the back from Tinashe Machena, and as soon as Richard Felton saw that ball had gone over the line, boy, he was on it. I'll keep it clean, Chris, but he was on it.
Yeah, he was right on it, and he's been a live wire this evening, has Richard Felton. Every opportunity he has, he's looking to play quick. He's full of energy as the young scrum half, and he get rewarded with the 5-pointer there. Actually, we spoke just before how Lindenwood needed to try and decrease the deficit that they had behind 12 points just 5 minutes ago, and now with the try and conversion to come. Great strike. Unfortunately not converted by Evan Williams, so the deficit has been reduced from 12 to 7, and now the Lindenwood Lions right back in it, just a try behind, with the man and with the Running Eagles having a man in the bin. Interesting 10 minutes to come here.
Yeah, Chris, and the man was taking so, that's going to be a big hit to their team. He's been flawless around the field, really putting the meters in so far today. So, they're definitely going to miss him for the remainder of the time that he's going to sit on the bench.
Another good kick by the Running Eagles. They put it up high. Well gathered by Reece Smith. He has a bit more time on the ball, gives a show and go, met well in contact, eventually brought to ground. Richard Felton standing over it. Opts to play straight to his fly off in the pocket. Evan Williams with the massive boot who launches that one all the way downfield. Massive kick there by Evan Williams, and is able to put the ball out just out in the opposition half, just outside the opposition 22. Huge nudge there by Evan Williams.
Yeah, it's a massive boot from Williams. He's done, huge work for his team so far this evening, and a lot more still to come from that man. 30 minutes on the clock we have left to play here. Life University are going to have a man down for about probably another 7 minutes. So Linden will definitely still have time on the clock to capitalise.
Hawthorn with ball in hand here at the line-out. Been fairly solid at line-out time. Lindenwood looking to apply a bit of pressure, and they do just that. Great effort by Juan Mata Sanchez to steal the ball in the air. However, he's been adjudged to have played the man in the air, and just like that, what appeared to have been a turnover ball by the Lions is in fact a full-on penalty to the Running Eagles for playing the man in the air. Bit of a let-off there for the Running Eagles. Very fortunate, but here we have number 12, Tabonga, with ball in hand. He's been solid this evening. Another good, clean strike of the ball. Unfortunately, not found touch. Great effort there by Evan Williams to keep it in. Finds Connor Burns. Connor Burns this time puts boots to ball, and he finds Tabonga inside the life half. Tabonga with the chip and chase. Richard Felton well poised. Gathered, though, well by Aiden Hurst. Unfortunately, the Running Eagles, who opt to chase that kick, had not retreated 10 and were in front of the kicker. So Lindenwood are rewarded with the penalty for offside. And Evan Williams now with another opportunity to bury this one deep in the Running Eagles half.
MJ Spangenberg cheekily trying to just tell the referee that they'd like it back where the guy had caught the ball from. It's not an option, MJ, unfortunately. That'll do from Evan Williams, though, pushes the ball into touch. So Lindenwood with a good opportunity here. Nice attacking position on the field, Chris. What do you expect to see from here?
Hopefully, the first thing I'd like to see is some clean set-piece ball here by the forwards. The line-out has looked strong so far in the second half, but some good clean set-piece ball and allow the back line a bit of front-foot attacking ball would be really exciting. But just speaking about the number 10 again, Evan Williams. Consistency is key. Consistency wins you big games, and Evan Williams, week in and week out, is one of the most consistent players on the field. He does his job right. Very rarely does he set a foot wrong, and it's another great touch finder by him. Great work at this line out there by the Lindenwood Lions. They set the ball. Juan Mata Sanchez breaks away with it. 5 meters out again. Felton finds Williams. Cut out to Reece Smith. Reece Smith cuts out again to Cale Hodgson. Cale Hodgson, one-on-one. He makes that try every time. Cale Hodgson beats his opposite man. Lindenwood are over the try line for their second try in 5 minutes. Cale Hodgson, the pommy fella, over for another score.
To sit back that man in that position, in that situation, every single time. It's got a little bit of space, dives for the corner. Fantastic work. You were just speaking about how you were looking for clean ball off the line out. That's exactly what we got. We got clean ball from the line out. Juan Mata Sanchez runs the ball forward, almost scores a try himself, and then it's great work from the backs. Effortless passing. The ball comes missed pass to
Reece Smith.
Yeah, Reece Smith. I'm lost for words, Chris. I mean, it's fantastic work from Lindenwood, really making this Life team pay. The number 6 for Life University, Oren Bizer, has been on the sideline absolutely kicking himself since he got that yellow card. His hands have been on his head probably about 12 times so far, and rightly so. You know, it's 2 scores now for Lindenwood, and an opportunity to tie the game here for Evan Williams if he can do it.
Yeah, tough kick from the sideline. Not an easy one for anyone, no matter how experienced they are. Good clean strike by Evan Williams, and that one straight through the poles. Great view of that one from here. Toughest kick of the evening for Evan Williams, and he makes no mistake. Big clap of the hands there by Evan Williams, and we have a tie game, ladies and gentlemen. 18-18, this is everybody's game so far this evening. No try, we just saw there by the Lindenwood Lions. As a fan of rugby, no matter what team you root for, that's what you love to see. A great team try, well worked by the forwards. They gave good, clean, set-piece ball and allowed the backs to make the moves with the ball in hand, and the backs made absolutely no mistake of it. Great work by the forwards and backs alike to get the Lindenwood Lions over the try line and to narrow the gap, to even the game out, should I say.
Yeah, and this is just starting to become, Chris, the game that we were expecting it to be from the kickoff in the first half. The second half, the Life University Running Eagles came out hot, but it's been Lindenwood ever since number 6 for Life took his time off on the bin. It's been Lindenwood who have had all the ball, put all the feet in the right places, and have got all the points.
Lindenwood saw their opportunity when the Running Eagles had a man go to the bin, and they've made the absolute most of that. Running Eagles now perhaps trying to just be a bit slow on the kickoff, running the clock down. I presume the referee stopped his watch just as the injured player makes his way to the sideline. Injured player, I believe, is number 1, Chulu, and he has been replaced by number 18, Damorin Travis from Louisville, Kentucky. The big number 18 makes his way onto the field
Chris,
as number 1 leaves the field.
you talk about making the most of something. I mean, boy, oh boy, are we making the most of this one. I mean, the player was right the other side of the field, could have taken a foot off the sideline and walked away around the pitch. Instead, Life University, in what I can only imagine is an attempt to disrupt Lindenwood's current pace of play, have decided to let the guy walk the entire width of the pitch to get off the field.
Yeah, no, Running Eagles definitely looking to slow the flow of momentum here that the Lindenwood Lions have built up. Deep kick gathered at the back by Reece Smith. Reece Smith opts to carry the ball, eventually brought down to ground well after he gets past the first man. Ball's available at the back for Richard Felton. He's got forwards lining up outside him. Felton opts to play Emmanuel Albert, who, by no surprise, goes right over the top of his opposite man. Ball available once again for Richard Felton. He finds Williams in the pocket. Williams puts boot to ball. Another great clean strike by Evan Williams. Finds touch, this time just inside his own half, and it's a line out to the Running Eagles.
Probably a minute or so left on the clock of the player on the bin as the Life University Running Eagles start to make a couple of replacements. They'll definitely be eager to get that guy back on the field. Number 2 here, Joe Hawthorne, looking to get the ball in and probably set up a nice platform for Life just to run down the remainder of the clock.
Emmanuel Albert well poised, great effort by Emmanuel to steal that. Ball's knocked back, unfortunately comes forward off the hands of Juan Mota Sanchez after the steal by Emmanuel Albert. Very unfortunate there for the Lindenwood Lions, but great rugby IQ by Emmanuel Albert. And as a second rower, you want to be an expert of your trade, and that as a second rower is line-out time. Emmanuel Albert does a great job of reading his opposite man's feet at the breakdown. He doesn't watch the hooker, he watches his opposite man's feet, doesn't buy the initial dummy at the front of the line-out, and goes up perfectly at the back to steal the ball, taps it back. Unfortunately, Juan Mota Sanchez unable to clean up the scrappy ball and knocks it on. So a let off there for the Running Eagles, who now have a scrum just inside the Lions half.
Absolute menace is Emmanuel Albert in the air, Chris, at line out especially. And this scrum
goes straight to ground. Bunch of Life front rowers there laying on their bellies at the scrum time. Lindenwood giving each other pats on the back. There was good solid engagement there by the Lindenwood Lions. And again, that man Samuel Buckley on the tight head position. Refeed though for the Running Eagles. Ishmael with ball in hand. Remind you again, folks, with the yellow card in the bin, we have a 7 versus 8 here at scrum time. So obviously a weight advantage to the Lindenwood Lions, and they're going to look to put that advantage to use here at the scrum.
Yeah, Sam Buckley just saying hello and welcome to the match at scrum time to the number 18, Damorin Travis from Louisville, Kentucky for Life University. They've won it.
Ball comes out, bit of a falcon off the face of the opposition fly half. Lifted his eyes off the ball at the last minute and appeared to bounce off his chin. Bit of an uncharacteristic mistake there. by Crane. But nonetheless, the line speed and the pressure from the Lions paying dividends as they forced a turnover here just inside their own half, and they now have the opportunity to feed at scrum time. We see number 6, Oren Baza, has paid for his crimes on the sideline. He's served his 10 minutes in the bin, and now the Running Eagles are back to full strength. Will they be able to stow the momentum of the Lindenwood Lions now that they're back to full strength? Great opportunity here for the Lindenwood Lions. Hopefully some more clean set piece and some clean ball for the backs to attack with.
Yeah, massive opportunity and a different defensive setup here from Life University. The coach screaming from the sideline what he wants his players to see.
Short arm free kick, early engagement. Felton has it at the back. Felton finds Williams. Stephen Albert's on the outside line. Finds Colson Warner in space. Colson Warner 2-on-1. Puts boot to ball. There's a big chase by Richard Felton on the inside. Ismail Sofadine's blocked it. Is the Lion there to dive on it? Hands go up, the stadium erupts. Who got there first? Was it a Running Eagle player? The Lions are jumping on each other, celebrating. Referee calls for time. He's going to go over and chat to his touch judge. Once again, the bounce of the ball is so unpredictable. Ismail Sofadine looked to be positioned well to clean up the loose ball at the back. The ball evades him, and it's available for anyone in the try line. Did a Running Eagle or a Lindenwood Lion player get there first? Far side of the field. We didn't have the best view of it. Touch judges come together. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It looks as though the touch judge is making his way to the 22-meter line, so I presume the call we're going to see here is that it was grounded in the in goal by the Running Eagles.
Well, Chris, I'm not really sure that anybody knew what happened there. There were so many players around, potentially trying to dot that ball down. And really, I think that the touch judge and the referee here have just flipped the coin and said whichever way it goes is the decision we'll give, because there's really no way of knowing in that situation who got there first. So Life University are going to get the 22-meter drop out here.
Unfortunately, after that big chase by Richard Felton, he looks to have dived awkwardly in the in-goal zone, and he's receiving a bit of attention to his leg. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but nonetheless, we've seen number 21, Evan Conlon, make his way onto the field, and just how big of a substitution will that be? Richard Felton has been an absolute live wire this evening. He's led from the front with his energy and his ferocity at the breakdown, and he's been the man in charge, directing his forwards around the field. And hopefully Evan Conlon, with big shoes to fill, is able to do just that. And hopefully the Lindenwood Lions lose no momentum with the substitution of their halfback.
Now, Chris, Evan Conlon's going to very quickly realise the kind of game that he's got himself on the field for this remainder of today's match. I mean, it's a very fast play. It's he's going to have to work hard to keep up with the ball and the way it moves around the field. I've no doubt that he has the ability to do that, but very big boots to fill, as you say, in Richard Felton.
His live wireness and his energy aside, one of Richard Felton's biggest attributes is his voice. He's got a big voice box on him, does the small man, and the players all around the field. His forwards can hear him. He's directing them 1-2 phases in advance. He knows where he wants them. He knows what game he wants to play, and it's now up to Evan Conlon to be loud, make sure his voice is heard, make sure his forwards are where he needs them, and just communicate well and be that link between the forward pack and the back line.
Yeah, referee just talking with the players on the field about where the lines are and what lines we're playing with. It's very difficult on this stadium to see exactly where the lines are. So many different sports painted on, but they've gone deep at Life University. Picked up at the back by Evan Williams, who's going to put one up in the air. It beats the lights. It's going to come down out of the darkness.
Knocked back by Evan Williams, cleaned up by the Lindenwood Lions. MJ Spannenberg dives on it. Evan Conlon plays Williams out the back. Williams with the cutout ball to Aiden Hurst. Receives ball and man at the same time, but he's able to bring that one in. Conlon with ball, there's no one at the back. Williams acknowledges that, puts boot to ball, finds space at the back, sits up nicely for the Running Eagles. There's big pressure on them though. Great tackle by Stephen Albert. Lions pile into the ruck time, but the Running Eagles are able to get men back and secure the ball right on their 22-meter line. Ishmael opts to play the new man, DeCameron, and he's met hard in contact by the deadly combo of Emmanuel Albert and Tinashe Mochena. Ball available again for Ishmael. Ball gets flung out. Big pressure by Aiden Hurst. Forces Crane to make the kick under pressure. Crane kicks, finds Evan Williams. Evan Williams flings it back inside to Connor Burns. Burns opts to put boot to ball. He sends a high ball up. He's chasing this one. Maybe just a bit far out of reach. Crane tries to get round Burns. Burns makes a great tackle and says, "Not today, son." Ball available for Ishmael again. Running Eagles playing this game in their own half at the moment, but they said no longer will they do that. Great kick there by number 15, Phelan. Cleaned up at the back by Connor Burns. Evan Williams with a bit of space. He eventually opts to put boot to ball. Another spiral kick that finds touch. Awkward bounce for the running Eagles, eventually cleaned up again by Phelan. Phelan goes round the outside of Colson Warner fairly comfortably through the tackle of Evan Williams, but is eventually brought down inside the Lindenwood Lions half. Running Eagles go for the poach. Aiden Hurst adjudged to have been off his feet, and the advantage comes. Massive hit in centre field by Liam Smith there. Referee eventually blows for the penalty for off feet at the breakdown. Very unfortunate there for Aiden Hurst. The Lindenwood Lions have been extremely disciplined in the second half, but Running Eagles with the rare penalty going their way here, and Tabonga with ball in hand, you can imagine he's going to look to put this one out right on the Lindenwood 5-metre line. And he does exactly that. Down here on the sideline, we see number 17, Bjorn Graham, getting ready to make his way onto the field. A freshman prop from South Africa, great scrumming technique as well. It's just a matter of time before he makes his way onto the field. You hear the ref have a toot on the whistle and signals for the substitution. On comes Bjorn Graham. Interesting to see who he replaces here. You'd imagine it would be Samuel Buckley, and that's exactly who it is. Buckley makes his way off the field on the far side as Bjorn makes his way on. Nonetheless, great attacking opportunity here for the Running Eagles. Line out 10 metres from the Lindenwood line. Lindenwood Lions are going to have to work hard here to deny them the points. Clean line-out ball by the Running Eagles. They opt to set the maul, and they do that. Maul stalled early by the Lindenwood Lions. The Running Eagles appear to get the march on here. Eventually the maul breaks down. Well defended by the Lindenwood Lions. They need a fan out now as the Running Eagles have attacking options out wide. Cut out ball to Tabonga, who's met hard by Colson Warner. Wraps him up. Have they held the man up in the air? It looks as though they've done that. He's still fighting. Forward momentum. Maul was not called. Ball available for Ishmael. Arm comes out for the penalty advantage. Ishmael with ball in hand, drifting sideways. Breaks the line. Eventually brought down to ground well by Stefan Alberts with another great cover tackle. Crane picks and goes, tries to go quickly, brought down to ground. Ball still available, 5 metres out for the Running Eagles. They've arms still out for advantage. Playing good front foot ball here. Lindenwood Lions need to chop the man low and bring him down to ground. It looks like they've held him up. He gets a knee to ground. Ball is eventually down. Big carry there by number 5, Sione Lolahia. Driven backwards eventually does the man who receives the offload. Ishmael stands over the ball again. Eventually the referee comes back for the no advantage, and he blows for the penalty.
Well, Chris, I'll let you take a breather there. You've done fantastically well keeping up with play. I mean, that's just testament to how the ball's been moving around the field and the tenacity that Life University have come out with. They're back to full strength. They have been for a short while. And for the remaining 18 minutes of today's game, it looks like they really, really are looking to stick it to Lindenwood and leave here with a win.
They have a full-on penalty 10 metres out from the line. Interesting decision. It looks like they're going to go for a tap and go here.
Very old school tap and go. You love to see it. You love to hate to see it.
A bit of run it straight challenge, if you will. Ishmael Sofadine over the ball. He finds Sione. Sione met hard in contact, but is able to get over the advantage line nonetheless. Forwards wrap around. Short ball. Met hard in contact by Emmanuel Alberts. Bone-crunching tackle. Lindenwood tried to get over the ball. Missed the steal, though, however. Ball's available at the back for Ishmael. Pick and goes lined up here for the Lions. For the Running Eagles. Met hard by the Lions. Ball available at the back. Forwards earning their paycheck here as they pick and go from the base of the ruck. Lindenwood Lions down on their knees, ready to defend their try line. Great work by the Lindenwood Lions, not letting them gain an inch at the moment. Arm comes out for advantage. Looks as though Running Eagles are over the line, and that's exactly what they are. Try to the Running Eagles right under the posts. Couldn't have been scored in a better position for the fly half Ben Crane. Well done to the Running Eagles. Replacement flanker there who gets over the line. Good effort on defense there by the Lindenwood Lions, but the continuity of the Running Eagles putting phases and phases together, it's just super hard to defend something like that. And credit to the Running Eagles. You put phases together and you only make it easier and more difficult, easier for yourself to score and more difficult for the opposition to defend.
Definite credit to the Running Eagles there. I mean, the patience that they had with ball in hand. You know, they knew what their game plan was. They knew that they were going to leave this area with points on the board. And also credit to number 10, Bradley Crane. You know, he helped out one of his forwards in a pick and go, and he stuck around for the duration, Chris. He was in almost every pick and go from that point onwards, driving his boys forward. So credit to him in the fly half position, getting stuck in as well.
Yeah, you do love to see a fly half is not afraid to get his hands dirty. Doing the hard work there was Ben Crane, who was able to help his team secure the 7 points. Conversion is good. Running Eagles back out to a 7-point advantage. 25-18 to the Running Eagles with just over 15 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, Life University set up here to receive the kick. Evan Williams opts to go deep again. It's going to find its way all the way to the touchline. Not a great kick there from Williams.
Uncharacteristic mistake there by Evan Williams. Just got a bit too much on that one, and the ball sails over the touchline out on the full. It's going to be a scrum down here to the running Eagles, right on the Lions' head in the centre of the field.
Yeah, Chris, now let's talk about the field for a second. I've got a couple of people commenting on YouTube about where the posts are positioned, and they are positioned right at the back of the field, saying, can you even go for a drop goal? I guess in this situation, if you've got the nuts to, absolutely you can.
Most definitely you can go for a drop goal. Poles are just on the back of the dead ball line, so if you are on the try line, the poles are in fact 10 metres further back, so most definitely you can go for a drop goal, and we have seen a couple. Interesting decision by the running Eagles. They know that their scrum's been under pressure, so they opt for the line out, and the pressure by the Lindenwood Lions pays dividends as the throw-in is skewed, and now it is a scrum down to the Lindenwood Lions on the halfway line. Very fortunate there to the Lindenwood Lions after that error by Evan Williams. But forwards with the pressure at the line-out are able to turn the ball back over. And it's going to be interesting to see here. First scrummage for the new tight head on the field, Bjorn Graham. Very, very technically gifted scrummager. He's got a great build to be a scrummager, short and stocky, very, very small neck, and he's able to really get in there and burrow his head deep into his opposition man's shoulder. So big scrum here for the Lindenwood Lions. Evan Conlon with the ball in hand for the feed.
The replacement for the running Eagles at the hooker position, Joe Hawthorne, makes his way off the field, replaced by number 16.
Big scrum by the running Eagles. Ball's available at the back. However, the penalty goes against the feed, and there's a penalty. There's a penalty to the running Eagles for that scrum, for that great scrummaging performance. They now have a penalty on the halfway line, and Tabonga's going to look to find touch inside the Lindenwood 22 here.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, I was just saying about the guy that came on in the hooker position, Sean Lynch, and boy, oh boy, if that was an impact that perhaps he made when he came on the field. What a great scrum to come on the field for your first scrum and win it. Huge effort from them. They've got the ball now. Penalty kick goes way deep into Lindenwood territory. Probably about 10 metres out here from the Lindenwood line. More defensive effort needed from Lindenwood here.
Yeah, Lindenwood, I'll tell you what, after having just conceded 7 points, the last thing they're going to want here is to concede any more points. So they're going to want to put big pressure on here at the line out, and they're going to want to shoot up out of the line, make sure they make those first-time tackles, and they're not going to want to give the running Eagles an inch. Great line-out throw, it's overthrown. Who's the first to get to it? Cleaned up by the running Eagles, number 17, brought to ground. The running Eagles pile in, ball is secured. Ishmael pops it to his 8th man on the loop. His 8th man gets through, manages to force the offload. Emmanuel's Elbert's there. They're over the try line. Is it held up? No. They're just a metre inside the field of play. Ball available at the back for Ishmael, and here go the running Eagles forwards again. They're looking for the pick and go. One pick and go is all it takes. The running Eagles are over the line, and just like that, 14 points on the board for the running Eagles in 5 minutes. Wow, wow, Ashley, how has this game changed?
Indeed, really, really changed, Chris. I mean, Life University, they're very good pick and go from the back of the ruck. They caught that it was Stefan Alberts and Evan Williams defending the side of the ruck on the far side. So, I mean, as a forward, Chris, you got a man that you're potentially twice the size of in a defensive position. Surely that's the way you're going to pick and go.
Yeah, that's a mismatch that front rowers will be licking their lips at. Obviously, prop forward got his head up, saw who he had in front of him, picked the ball up, put his head down, burrowed over the try line, and just like that, it's another try to the running Eagles. Running Eagles sitting comfortably here with the 12-point advantage with just under 12 minutes left to play. They're going to look to try and see this game out. There's still plenty of games to be played here. It's not over yet for the Lindenwood Lions, but if anything, they need to be the team to strike next, and they need to strike hard. Ben Crane standing over the ball. Fairly routine.
Bradley Crane.
What did I say, actually?
Ben Crane. People on YouTube trying to make out that perhaps Ben Crane is a better player than Bradley Crane. But Bradley Crane has been fantastic here this evening so far. Adds another 2 from that kick. Bringing 32-18 now in favour of the running Eagles.
Lindenwood Lions need to work on their discipline here. They need to work on their line speed. They need to chop their men down behind the advantage line. We need some positive tackles here from the Lions, and we need to try and put pressure back on the running Eagles. Evan Williams with ball in hand. He'll be looking to put this one deep. He does just that. Great strike. Good half floating ball. Very contestable. Steven Alberts chases through. Unfortunately, Juan Mota Sanchez brings the man down in the air. And that's just another needless penalty that goes against the Lindenwood Lions. The absolute last thing they needed here. Tabonga with ball in hand. He's going to have an opportunity to kick to the touchline. Silly mistake there by Juan Mota Sanchez. He'll be kicking himself after that one. Tabonga with ball in hand. Clean strike. Makes no mistake if it finds touch. Line out here to the running Eagles. 10 meters inside the Lindenwood Lions half.
Yeah, I would say it's an unfortunate error. It's not an unfortunate, it's a mistimed error from Mota Sanchez, Chris. I mean, those really are the ones, you get them right and you've got an absolute belter of a tackle on your cards. You get it wrong, as he's done there, and mistime it, it's a penalty for the other team.
Penalty again goes against the Lindenwood Lions for playing the man in the air. Emmanuel Albert getting up, just trying to contest the ball in the line-out. Unfortunate there that he got some of the opposition player's man's arm. Very tough call against Emmanuel, but the penalty is awarded to the running Eagles. And now with back-to-back penalties, they're marching their way down the field. Tabonga with ball in hand. Once again, makes no mistake. Great kick by him. Line out about 15 meters outside of the Lindenwood try line. And Lindenwood here are going to need to disrupt this ball at the line out. If not turn it over, they're going to need to make scrappy ball. And after a solid 70 minutes on the field, Emmanuel Alberts makes his way for the replacement, Ross Brockett. Lindenwood Lions need to do something here at the line-up. Ball goes to the back. It's stolen by MJ. Spannenberg, the captain. Great effort. Great carry by Tinashe Muchena. Ball's available at the back for Evan Conlon. He stands over it. He finds his fly off in the pocket. Evan Williams puts boot to ball. That's another good kick. Has he found touch? Yes, it has. Just drifts over the touchline from the center of the field. Not able to get too much distance on that. Ball makes its way out of play just outside the 22. Lions still not out of trouble yet. They're going to need to cause some more disruptions here at line-out time and try and play some attacking rugby in the opposition half.
Yeah, substitutions starting to come now for both teams. Smith finding his way off the field for Lindenwood, replaced by I think it's Gabe Kettering that I'm seeing out there. Big hit up in the middle by number 20, Ty Carlson from West Valley, Utah. He's met hard.
Penalty goes against number 17 from the running Eagles. A bit of ill discipline there by Spencer O'Brien. Bit of handbags, push and shove on the ground to number 7, Aiden Hurst. Aiden Hurst does well not to react and wins the penalty. Bit of ill discipline there from the running Eagles. It's been one of those games, very high intensity from both teams, and now the Lindenwood Lions with the penalty and the opportunity to put the ball out and play some rugby in the opposition half.
Yes.
Both captains being spoken to here by the referee. Ashley, what do you think he's saying?
I mean, he's probably just telling both teams to calm down. It's a ferocious game we've got on our hands. There's no need for anything out the back of a ruck, which is exactly what Spencer O'Brien's done. I mean, he's drug Aiden Hurst probably about 15 metres away from the ruck in order to give him a little bit of extras. He's got a ripped jersey to show for it. He's freeing the nipple.
Oh, the referee has changed his decision. Referee, for some reason, I'm not too sure why, has now reversed the penalty that was against the running Eagles and has now awarded the penalty to them in a bizarre turn of play here. And the running Eagles are going to opt to put another 3 points on the board. Very interesting. I wonder what he saw, what he heard from his assistant referee that we didn't up here. But very bizarre decision, and now the penalty has been reversed.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to translate what's going on, Chris. At this stage, not able to in any way. But either way, it's a penalty for Life University. And to be honest, Chris, it's one penalty too many. We've seen a few penalties from Lindenwood now, given Life opportunities to score tries. Here they're opting to take the points. Bradley Crane is going to step up and give this one a boot from where we saw Evan Williams slot points earlier on in the match, So he decides he wants to have a go from the same position.
Yeah, and Ashley, if this one does go through the polls, it's going to be extremely, extremely tough for the Lindenwood Lions to come back from this position and make it a 3-score game with less than 10 minutes on the clock. Not impossible, but a very, very challenging task. Great strike by Crane. Crane has hit it off the post once again. Ball drops down into the back of the in-goal zone. Fortunate for the Lindenwood Lions, another kick off the post. Lindenwood Lions still 14 points behind though with 7 minutes to play. Lindenwood Lions need to find some extra energy in their legs. They need to be able to get up. They need to play with a bit more intensity, and perhaps this is a bit of the intensity we lost when the live wire scrum off Richard Felton left the field. But nonetheless, 7 minutes to go, 14-point deficit. The Lions are going to need to dig deep here.
Dig very deep indeed. It's a deficit we've seen overcome before, Chris, and we said a couple of weeks ago it's never over until the fat lady sings. So still plenty of time for Lindenwood to right their wrongs. It's a good pick up from Live. It bounced, eventually went their way. Ishmael finds the number 3, Jared Miller, out wide. Big carry from him. Again, Bradley Crane, it's picked off.
Big interception! Colson Warner's read that perfectly well. Colson Warner latches onto a cut-out pass. He goes the full 60 meters, try in the corner. Are Lindenwood back in this game?
That's a question, Chris. Perhaps we'll be able to answer in 7 or 8 minutes time. Around the pitch from Lindenwood, they're getting set up for the remainder of this game. It was incredibly well led by Colson Warner. Bradley Crane with just too much time on his hands, tried to force the pass that wasn't there. Colson Warner's picked it off, run 50 meters down the field, and he's got his team back with a fighting chance. 5.5 minutes left to play.
Is that the big play the Lindenwood Lions needed to turn the momentum in this game? Great read there by Colson Warner. He was actually, the running Eagles had an overlap on the outside, and in an effort to get the ball out there as fast as possible, Crane's thrown an intercept pass that he definitely wishes he could take back. Very tricky kick here though for Evan Williams from the sideline. Good strike on the ball. Ball just drifts across the face of the poles. That's very tricky. The Lindenwood Lions now need a converted try and a penalty to take the lead. But that score was very much needed. Hopefully put some energy into the Lindenwood Lions here, and they need to get their hands on the ball, and they need to play rugby in the running Eagles half.
Yeah, they certainly do, Chris. It's a big ask for Lindenwood with the remainder of time there is on the clock. Replacement comes in from Life University. Number 10, Bradley Crane, is going to take the remainder of today's game off his feet. Who's replaced by number 21, Jaron Panta from Gasparillo, Trinidad and Tobago.
Great kickoff, gathered well by Reese Smith. Reese Smith with the show and go, met hard in the contact, balls available. Picked up well by Evan Conlon under pressure. Lindenwood Lions pile into the ruck. Balls available at the back nonetheless. Conlon standing over it now. He finds Evan Williams in the pocket. Evan puts boot to ball. Not his best kick of the evening, but finds touch, and that's the most important part. Line out here to the running Eagles. Still playing rugby inside the Lindenwood Lions half. And we're going to need to see some magic here from Captain MJ Spannenberg. He's been an absolute menace at the line out so far this evening, and we're going to need to see some more of that from him here if the Lindenwood Lions are going to want a chance. Clean line out ball. Clean line out ball for the running Eagles. However, the feed was not straight. Skew throw. It's a line out here to the Lindenwood running Eagles, and you can feel the energy in the crowd. You can feel the roar starting to increase in the stands as every little opportunity that goes the Lions' way. They're still in this game, and they know it. Time's off on the clock as a Lindenwood player is down on the ground. It's Captain MJ Spannenberg. He's holding his leg. It doesn't appear to be too severe. I think he just needs a bit of tape on the boots, it looks like. On comes number 19, Jonah Dietenberger. He makes his way onto the field. It's going to be interesting to see who he replaces. Second row replacement, Emmanuel Alberts has already made his way off the field. It would be an extremely interesting decision if the captain, MJ Spannenberg, was to leave the field, because he's been an absolute pillar of strength for the Lindenwood Lion forward pack this evening. Interesting nonetheless to see who does make his way off. MJ's still on the ground. Makes his way to his feet. Works his way over to the forward pack. And it is the captain, MJ Spannenberg, who makes his way to the sideline. Not entirely happy with that decision. He looks to be in good shape, but nonetheless, Jonah Dietenberger is on here in the second row. Some fresh legs. Hopefully he can have a positive impact here. MJ Spannenberg not happy. He takes off his scrum cap as he makes his way to the sideline. Evan Conlon with the feed, ball in hand. Lindenwood are going to look for some clean set-piece ball here and give their backs an opportunity to break the line and get some front foot ball. Credit to the running Eagles. They've been clinical in the second half. Not many errors coming from them, whether it be handling all at the breakdown. Lindenwood Lions get the march on at scrum time now, and there comes the penalty. Great effort by the Lindenwood Lions when it was very, very much needed. Penalty, ball makes its way back to Evan Williams, who's going to look for touch here. Very intense final 5 minutes we've got on our hands here, Ashley. It's a 9-point game. Evan Williams with another clean strike of the ball. Puts that one out in the run, right on the 22-meter line of the running Eagles.
3 minutes left on the clock here at Harlan C. Hunter Stadium. The deficit 9 points, Chris. I mean, it's very doable for Lindenwood, but it needs some mistakes from Life. With the way that Life have been playing defensively, it's a huge ask.
2 new second rowers in. Interesting to see if the line-out is able to continue its strength. Ball comes in. It's well gathered nonetheless by Juan Mota Sanchez. He eventually goes to ground. The forwards pile in. It's available at the back. Conlon finds William. Williams drift, plays a flat ball to Reed Smith, who's met well by Tabonga, his opposite man. The running Eagles pile into the ruck. They're off their feet though. The advantage comes out. Evan Conlon snaps the ball back. He finds the substitute, Ross Brockett, who puts his head down. Eventually brought down to ground. Ball still available for the Lindenwood Lions. They need a score now if they want to have a chance at this game. Reece Smith met hard behind the line, manages to pump his legs and get a few extra meters. We come back for the penalty. Minute and a half to go. Do Lindenwood take the 3 points, or do they kick it to the corner and look for the try? Very interesting. If they do go for the corner, they may not have time to continue to play afterwards. If they do, bit of confusion on the field. They opt for the tee just because of the limited time. A minute and a half to go. Evan Williams is going to look to try and hit this one early and give them a chance to work their way back downfield. But Evan Williams, as much as he's trying to get this kick over in time, he wants to make sure that he makes no mistake here. Evan needs to convert this penalty if Lindenwood are going to have a shot at tying the game up, or even winning it for that matter. Clean strike by Evan Williams. Crowd erupts, flags go up. 26-32, 6-point game at the moment. A converted try wins the game for the Lindenwood Lions. They're set to receive the kickoff. A minute left on the clock. They've got a mountain to climb here. Can they work their 10 meters downfield for the try for the win? It's gonna have to entail a lot of discipline here by the Lindenwood Lions, and they're gonna need to dig deep, make sure they get to the breakdown, and not give the running Eagles a snip at the ball at the breakdown.
Well, Chris, let's reverse the clock. 3 years ago, Life University here at Harlan C. Hunter Stadium, Lindenwood with the lead, took the lead in the very last minute of the game in order to take the win away from Lindenwood.
Gathered well by the Lindenwood Lions, pressure at the breakdown. Short ball to Juan Mota Sanchez, who's met hard. Good support there at the breakdown though, ball's available. Lindenwood don't have the opportunity to kick it. Conlon's running backwards. Interesting decision. Eventually brought down to ground. He fights through the first 3 tackles. He's back up on his feet. Great effort by Evan Conlon. He's at first moving backwards. Eventually works his way 20 meters upfield. Ball's available at the back. Juan Mota Sanchez with the tough carry right over the would-be defender. Pick and go there. Are there any forwards to clean over? The player's not held. He manages to crawl forward. Ball's available at the back. Dived on by Gabe Kettering. This is nail-biting stuff. The siren roars in the background. Evan Williams out the back. Finds Reece Smith. Stefan Alberts gathers. He gives it to Connor Burns. Is it a 2-on-1? Connor holds the ball. Stefan Alberts there. We need a big clean out here. The running Eagles are off their feet. No advantage comes though. Ball's available at the back for Evan Conlon. End-to-end stuff from the Lions. Conlon plays Williams out the back. Good take there by Jonah Dietenberger, who's met with man at the same time. Ball's available at the back. Quick stop. Evan Williams finds number 20, Ross Brockett, who takes it into contact. He forces an offload and the ball has gone forward. Is that the last play of the game? Ref blows on his whistle. An offload forced in contact there by Ross Brockett, and that is going to be the final play of the game, I believe, ladies and gentlemen. A couple Lindenwood Lions down on their knees. An end-to-end game. Extremely thrilling. Back-to-back stuff.
Yo, it's been a true nail-biter here in St. Charles, Missouri, Chris. It's everything we expected it to be. It hasn't gone the way of the Lions tonight, unfortunately, but credit where credit is due. The running Eagles have played very well today. One too many mistakes from the Lions. You know, they looked in real control of this game at points, but equally there were other points, you know, where they were lapsed, and they let the running Eagles get the better of them.
Yeah. Both teams looked very, very dangerous with ball in hand this evening. Disciplined, unfortunately, just proving to be the decider in tonight's game. The Life Running Eagles, as they are known to be, extremely clinical, extremely disciplined, and at the end of the day, the penalty count going the way of the Running Eagles, and they're able to make all of that possession count. Great effort by the men from Atlanta, who have, after losing to the Lindenwood Lions on their home field, have come back here and stolen one away from the Lions. A 6-point game at the end of the day. Both teams can hold their head high. Another very exciting game of D1 college rugby. And that one could have gone either way, but the Running Eagles coming out victorious this evening.
Yeah, and in true rugby spirit, Chris, we did it last week and it was my turn. Tonight it's your turn. You're man of the match for today's game.
The man of the match for me, he may have only played 60 minutes and come off injured, but Richard Fulton was immense this evening. The live wire halfback, he directed everyone from the halfback position, and they felt the loss when he left the field. Extremely big effort from the young man this evening, and unfortunately wasn't able to go the full 80. But nonetheless, great effort all round by the Lindenwood Lions. Both teams are able to hold their head high because that was another exciting game of D1 college rugby, and we expected nothing less. End of the day, another barnstormer of a game, and that's exactly what we expected. So credit to both teams, and well done to the Running Eagles for coming out victorious this evening.
Yeah, that'll conclude it for tonight, folks. Thank you so much once again for joining us live on YouTube. We'll be back here April 10th when Lindenwood take on Davenport University in the final conference match of this season for the Lions. Do please take care wherever you are in the world. We hope you've had a wonderful evening and enjoyed our commentary. From myself and Chris Schumann, good night.